Hello guys, it's almost the end of the week and as you can hear we now speak English because we have international guests with us for a really important topic. The last 2 days we were talking about the most important part for the Germans at the moment in Germany, obviously football. But there's another topic that is quite interesting and really close to Germans' hearts. That's the automotive. So that's why I'm really happy that you guys are here with me. Kia is joining me. And with me, I have a really interesting and really awarded group of people sitting next to me. Odile Braffa, she is Senior Creative Strategist at InOcean, and she was with us with the Young Lions last year and brought some metal home, so I will ask her in a second about that as well. I have to. And next to her is next to me, I'm sorry, is David Hilbert. He is Marketing Director of Kia Europe, and when I looked into your bio, you are a real car guy, right?
That's right. 20 years in the industry.
Wow. And lastly, but very important as well, is Benedikt Abramsberg. He is a General Manager Marketing and Communications. And when we looked at his bio, we saw that you transitioned from the tech world into the automotive sector. And we will talk about that later as well. But as I already said, Odile, very quick. Last year you were here with the Young Lions. Skipping 1 year forward, and you're sitting here with your client you work for, not as a young lion anymore. How does that feel for you?
Of course, very emotional. I just every day remember we got the briefing, then here we did the all-nighter, we presented, we partied, and now it's a bit the same, but it's just with different people. No, it has been great, and I'm very grateful for the experience. So to all the young lion out there, do it, because you see that it can bring you very further. So yeah, very nice experience again.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. It almost feels like family coming back home here. So good that you're here with us. David, I had a talk to the team beforehand, to be honest, to talk about Kia and the whole journey you guys went through, because you have a really impressive rebranding done. And then we talked and they said, yes, a really big challenge for us at the moment is that in Germany and it's in Europe, I guess, as well, they talk about that the Asians are coming with their EVs and what is going on. And the team told me, yeah, but we are for quite a long time already in the market. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's such a beautiful location. Yeah, look, Kia have been in Europe for over 30 years now. So we're a firmly established kind of mainstream brand. We're selling over 600,000 vehicles in Europe, over 4% market share. So we've got a good customer base, and we're still growing as a brand. And we've got obviously lots of exciting new models coming as well in the future. So we want to continue that momentum and continue to delight our customers.
Yeah, we will tell in a second a little bit more how you do that. And Odile, you're working now with InOcean, and that is a agency that is working for Kia. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about it? How's the work? How is it going? How you work together with the brand?
Yes, so at InOcean we did the rebranding. New logo, everybody thought it was KN, but it's Kia, and then raised a lot of attention. We are very proud of about that, and also about the people that accompany us in this. So now we are in the implementation of that, and we work with our European markets. So I'm strategist. We do the groundwork on, hey, look, the messaging. We have this new target, the modern individuals, that we need to find new topics as well to, not just do product content, but also something that would entertain or interest them and be more relatable for us to go that way.
Yeah, especially because when I saw that you guys have a really interesting target group, you have as a target group now the modern individuals and the early adopters. And then I saw your bio, as I saw, that the consumer electronic market was your home field. So how does the brand and the agency benefit from you with your perspective on to reaching this new target group?
I think in general, it's about revamping also the way we look at communication. That means we're not only younger and fresher in the way we're trying to do the actual communication design, but also the way we approach channels. So we're doing a lot of digital first campaigns. We're actually doing social first campaigns for the first time now. So we're trying to be more up to date, but at the same time, obviously, we're trying to be where the modern individual is. And that's these days, for example, mainly in social media.
And when I look at your cars, and you already said it, is that you have developed a new set of look and feel to your cars. They feel, for me, much more premium. Could you tell me a little bit more about why is it so important that your cars look the way they do now?
Look, I mean, if you look at all the research, exterior styling and design plays a huge part in a new car purchase. So we're blessed to have a really strong design team based in multiple regions. So we have our regional team in Frankfurt looking after the European area. Then we have a design team in Korea and a design team in the US, and just recently in India and China as well. So, you know, we're a truly global manufacturer. And got, you know, a significant amount of investment in R&D to look at new technology, to drive efficiency of our vehicles, because obviously with electrification, it's really important to have good efficiency to make sure that your vehicle range, because obviously, you know, vehicle range has always been a bit of a barrier to purchase for new electric cars, and you know, we've managed to achieve some really fantastic results. And our new car coming to the market, the Kia EV3, will have over 600 kilometers of EV range.
Oh, okay, wow. So then you have the European market, you have the global market, you have the new cars, and you have the new CI. I guess it's quite complicated to assure that the old logo is not appearing everywhere anymore, right? How do you assure that?
Yeah, look, it's a huge task. You know, it's not every day that a brand completely changes its logo, corporate identity. So we're still in that transitional phase, but we're accelerating very fast. We've got some markets like the UK, Poland, who have all their dealer network will be fully branded with the new CI by the end of this year, early next year. But there's so many customer touch points, isn't there? So it takes time. But yeah, we're on that journey, and you know, we've got a great partnership with our dealer network. They see the bright future ahead for the brand, so they're investing in their facilities, and hopefully that leads to a greater and better customer experience as well for our prospects and customers.
So guys, now you have this new rebranded automotive. You have new vehicles. You have all the stuff you need to make great campaigns. Please explain me, what's the brief of the manufacturer, the car brand, to you guys for their goals to reach them, and what do you do with that? What do you get?
I mean, the funny points about this is that it's always only about cars, but then at the same time, the campaigns that we did, for example, last year, not all of them were only about cars, and that's also partly, I think, the points here in the answer. We try to look at consumer insights. You guys, for example, just mentioned range. Range anxiety is, for example, a top barrier for people to buy an electric car, because they always think, I'm not going to get where I want to, I then have to charge so many times. So therefore, charging infrastructure is another problem we're facing. So, for example, if it's about how do we approach the problem, or what do we brief, how do we start the conversation with Odile and the team, it's in this example that I'm just referring to, it's not about a single car, but it's about trying to solve that problem and addressing that issue smartly in the right way, meaning the right look and feel, digital first, maybe even social first. And this is how we basically, for example, put it on Odile's table and in Ocean's table.
Do you have a favorite campaign, Odile, with that brief that you got, where you had a direct idea what you can do?
Yeah. So I have an idea about the creative as well. Work together with the team. Yeah, I think we have a great example that was last year. So it came from, there is Kia Charge. That is one solution, one card where you can go to all the electric station, recharge, and go in whole Europe. There is a lot of touch points, so it brings you like further, like longer, and you know, in every country, remote, in the beach, in Portugal. Imagine you go surfing and everything. And yeah, we were like, okay, what do we do? I mean, it's not a big car launch. We don't need to show a car necessarily there. We need to transfer this message. But do we want to do like just some assets saying, hey, look, register, subscribe, Kia Charge, and drive wherever you want for your holidays? No, that's not the brand we want to be right now, especially with this new attitude that we have in the cars, that we are very proud and fierce, and we try to solve those pain points. Therefore, we developed a content strategy that led to a very creative idea that is called Uncapital Route. And this is like, insight is that the creators, the creatives, they don't want necessarily anymore to be in London or in Paris or in Berlin. They go find their little town outside where it's very creative, very inspiring, and they create their own stuff there. So we picked a couple of people that do recycled jewelry from shells or things, or people that have alternative way with food and kitchen, or we had like jazz, soul singers, and we picked a couple of cities in emerging markets or markets where we need to improve the brand image. And then we went to Manchester, to Marseille, we went to Offenbach, and there was one of my favorite episodes as well. And of course, we just didn't just do something on our own. We added a media partner, so we kind of casted a couple of them, and we chose Vice. Vice doesn't seem like, oh, Vice, Kia, but actually the opportunity is very big because they don't necessarily care about cars, or maybe they know Tesla, or maybe they know Mercedes, because it has the ones that might be their type. And we chose Vice also for the quality of the content, because it has an attitude, it has a tone of voice that can drive a nice story. And therefore, we show how you can go far with this car, go to those cities and explore interesting people that would be relatable to our audience. And therefore, at the end, it's about this Kia Charge product.
Yeah, and it's also about, I think, the bold decision to not put the car on the main stage and basically create something that feels like it's almost like a product placement. In order to get to the places where they want to get, they need to have a vehicle, and then it's our vehicle, because the whole idea is it's based on the modern individual wants to explore new places all the time, but they don't want to go to places where everyone else already went. So we had to invent the Uncapital Route, and then we basically built that story of what can they explore when they go to, instead of Berlin, they go to Offenbach. What's there to explore? And then, of course, we basically showed the product in all these scenarios where they met the creators in this local city, but the car was always in the background. And then occasionally, of course, there would be situations where we could present a feature of the car, but always natural and always integrated in the content, as genuine as possible, basically.
David, when they have a creative idea like that, and they just talked about the charging situation, I bet you have some really unique challenges in each and every market in Europe, right? Because when I think about Germany, where I live, it's called Buxtehude. Everyone says the city does not exist. It's really hard to charge your car at the moment. Yeah. And I guess you have, in some countries, a really good charging situation, and some are not. So what are the challenges you have to have an eye on when they create creative ideas?
I think, in marketing, you should always start with the target audience, shouldn't you? So you need to think about that. And you're right, across Europe, there's varying degrees of maturity in terms of EV adoption. So you've got the Nordic regions, Netherlands, very high mix of EVs. I think in Norway, it's like 90% is EV share now. And then you've got the next batch is kind of the UK, Germany, France. They're like developing markets, and then you've probably got the Southern European, Eastern European markets slightly behind in terms of this EV adoption curve. And I think we're blessed as a brand because, of course, we're fully focused on the EV revolution and moving towards that. But we're also investing in hybrid and plug-in hybrid as well. So we have the complete powertrain mix, because one of our brand attributes is to be responsible, and that's not only to the planet but also to our customers. So if the market and the EV maturity of that market is not quite there yet in terms of infrastructure, then we're able to offer customers hybrid models, so they don't have to worry about that range anxiety as much. But having said that, a lot of the research shows that most people do home charging, and that's another area that we need to focus on as well, how we can support customers in terms of their home charging needs. Because I think we see the long-term kind of path is to go to the full EV in the future. It's going to take gradual steps to get there, depending on markets and depending on their local governments as well. So we try to make sure we offer a full range of vehicles for our potential customers.
What is great hearing this now from you, because when I talked before with those two, is that the core of everything that you guys do is really that you give the best to the customer. And when I then look onto your guys' campaigns, and I have to talk about that one, is that there was this cultural moment when the Dune campaign was out, and you were jumping right onto that one. Could you please tell the people about that one? Because that was just amazing, I saw.
You want to go? Sorry, go.
And how it started, where it started, everything. Take us through.
Okay, so we have this social strategy in place that obviously came through Odile and the team that has a structure to it. And you already mentioned the cultural moment, which is basically it's one part of the complete strategy or structure. There's multiple layers. Let's say you could say everything that takes more time builds above. So the cultural moment is about the very, very fast reaction, the maybe not so 100% compliant with everything, but the relevant reaction and the engaging reaction. So in this specific case, when Dune 2 launched, there was, I think everyone remembers, the internet was full with references of Dune. And one of the references was, I think it was actually from US or Canada. Yep. One of the references was relating to the soundtrack. So there was a handful of people walking to downwards in the garage to the basement to find their car, and they started singing that specific sound from the movie. I'm not going to sing it now. And this one particularly went viral on its own, but it had a top comment in it. And the top comment was that someone heard it sounds like, "Where is my Kia?" And that top comment then, of course, arrived pretty quickly with us. Actually, someone from the team saw it first. So, Mareike, if you see this,
well done.
Well done. And then, of course, we sent a screenshot to Notion, who had seen it by the time already. And then, of course, the wheel started spinning really fast. And
that's my favorite part.
Exactly, you can explain this one better.
Because
she was like, "Ben, we have this thing. You need to approve really fast. I'm going to send you by WhatsApp. We can make this happen."
Yeah.
It literally was all by WhatsApp, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I think me and the creatives, we love those moments because you need to react fast. Otherwise, momentum is gone. And then you're like, okay. And then also have a bunch of very good creative at the agency that just do a quick brief, one pager up, guys, let's do this. We are together, we brainstorm together. And we base this on a very internet idea, replicating this. Okay, we found a parking lot that looks the same, film it with our iPhone from the agency. And then, because you don't need to cut, you don't need to post-produce so much those things. It's just a reaction. It's like we talk right now. And and then we had a market that was willing to, do with us because they are messengers. Every market, European country has their channels, and we help them to steer it. And they posted it, and then we wait. And that's also the moment, it's like now we wait for our shortlist to become something like here, and they're like, but this is so good, and you share to your friends, but then... And of course, creators, like the ones that did this video, they need visibility. They like when brands react because on the internet it's fine. It's not like TV where it's another ad. It's like a brand reacted to your content is big. And they repost. Okay, super cool comments. Wow, this is advertising we love. On Instagram it's like something very nice. And we start to install Kia in this space, and we want to do more and more because then we don't create this advertising that we target or that we skipped and pushed. Just part of a conversation where our new audience is, and it's very important for us, and also is nice to work on it, and it's inspiring.
And you might think now, so what did they actually do? So what we did was we filmed it all with an iPhone. InOcean filmed it with an iPhone, so it actually looks like proper organic social content. They replicated the original, and then obviously they found the Kia in the parking lot. And basically the reply that we created then shows the Kia in full frame, but obviously also filmed with a handheld phone. So it doesn't look like a proper ad, but it looks like organic content. So that then obviously was shared by the original creators of the video, which was already a success. But I don't want to bore you with numbers, but what really made everyone consider this a success case was that the original Dune movie account then the official account then reposted it, and that meant for us
that's a big boost.
Exactly.
Ooh.
And also because now we are kind of getting started, kind of put everything together in social influencer, etc., together with Ben and David and the team, and it was the sign that we are doing something right. We are testing and trying. It's like social media is not that you pre-test. And even we can do everything we want. Social media is like you need to do, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's forgotten, it comes back after 5 years. We knew all those memes, right? And it was the best performing organic posts that we ever did in Europe.
But what we learned here in Cannes is that you need a really good relationship between the brand and the agency to have the trust, because that sounds like really fast. Mm-hmm. WhatsApp, shooting it on an
this
iPhone,
is not
I
even
guess,
2 days. I think it was, the decision was made on the same day, and then maybe the day after, because the Kia dealership in that city, I think it was in Berlin, had already closed at that time of day, so they had to do it the day after. But I think it was at 24 hour, 48 hour.
That's the beauty of social, isn't it? You can be instantly react to something. It doesn't have to be this high production value. You can be creatively, you can be very efficient to getting good content out there, as long as you're talking to the audience. And I think on this occasion we clearly did, which was a great result from the team.
Yes, and I think you're right. It's also about mutual trust, because obviously it means that on one hand there's a lot of extra effort from the team at InOcean, who really want to do this, who really want to make it happen and create that piece of content that then obviously has the potential to go viral. And yes, of course, for us as a brand, it means we have to trust the team at InOcean to actually create something that's, let's say, meeting the requirements that you'd usually have as a corporate marketing counterpart to approve it,
Yeah, because I'm always really impressed when you go the route of social, that is especially for your target group, I think the exact right one. But still, you never know how social reacts. You never know when you post something what is happening on the planet the day after. So you really need to trust, and you really need a good gut feeling of where your brand stands, what are your core values are. And for me, it feels everything we already talked about is that the brand now, also with the rebranding and where you stand and what you want to aim for, you feel very confident in where you stand and where the route is, where you want to go, so that you have the flexibility to react to stuff like that, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we relaunched the brand in 2021, so we're on the start of the journey. We've had a good start. I think the new models that we've launched under the new brand logo and slogan, movement that inspires, have resonated well with our new target audience and the wider, existing customer base. But I think it's about staying true to those brand principles and being consistent. Great brands are built over time. So we've just got to make sure that we keep on that same course and that same path. We want to be seen as a progressive, a bold brand, one that's responsible, as I mentioned. So we're doing lots of things in terms of the way our vehicles are manufactured to be more responsible. So all new Kias moving forward now will have what we call 10 sustainable must-have items, where we're looking at recycling, cutting down on harmful chemicals in our vehicles. So, talk about the Kia EV3 that we're just about to launch. It's got 28.5 kilograms of recycled plastic in it. which is a start. You know, it's obviously a start of a journey. We want to increase that over time. As I say, we've got to be consistent. We've got to be thinking about the long-term perspective and continue to invest in the brand. Think about our audience and how we can talk to them and relate to them. And then hopefully we'll continue the kind of momentum that we're kind of gaining at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely a journey, but also if I look onto it, it feels almost like a race towards who is winning the race around the customer and everything. It's a really fast developing market. So why do you think Kia is the brand at the moment that has everything to win that race in the future?
I think, yeah, I touched upon a few of these points already in terms of we've got, you know, a huge amount invested in research and development. So when it looks at things like the powertrain mix, as I mentioned, we invest in from hybrid through to full EV. So we can offer that breadth of choice to customers depending on where the market is in terms of EV adoption. Of course, design, as I mentioned again, plays a huge part. So we've got strategic points around the globe to try and ensure that our designs look fantastic. Of course, I'm biased, but I think they do look fantastic. And, you know, we need to continue to push boundaries, to continue to innovate, and have that kind of challenger mindset to always try to improve. I think that's one of the aspects, you know, why we come to places like here, to try to learn, to try to understand new ways of working, how to become more effective. And then if we have that kind of mindset and company culture, then I think we can continue to improve and get better.
Having met the team that works for you, I have to say you really have the right people to do so, because you guys are so creative and I feel that you're really inspired. Just before this talk, you guys saw something on the internet, said, "Ooh, could we jump onto that one?" So when you're here in Cannes and everyone is saying at the end, "I'm going home so inspired." That's what I hear at the Croisette all the time. And then I look onto your brand's slogan, to be honest, and it says, "Movement that inspires." So how do you aim to inspire people with Kia? What can we expect from you guys more? What will inspire the people when they look onto the work that you guys want to do next?
You want to go?
Well, that's a secret. No, I mean, first I think we can say, like, now is the first time we are together all in Cannes here, and we were discussing a lot yesterday that it's the place this brand has to be, because first they are, all of us or people downstairs there in the Croisette are our audience, one. Then they are creators, they are creatives, so they drive, and if they are aware about who we are, then it's going to just be beneficial for us. And when you see what all the other brands are doing to try to get attention, yesterday was a nice drone light show, those things are the ones simple, reactive, on prime time, and I think that those are the things that a lot of stuff will come soon and sooner. And I mean, you want to add on?
Yeah,
what?
I mean, you said a lot. I'm tempted, also based on your question earlier about the appeal of the brand, is where, of course, if there's the one reason why you should buy our cars is also because you feel we're cool. You feel we're something that you would appreciate. We want movement that inspires. Isn't only about getting into a car and getting from A to B. It's about a movement in a literal way. It's about being one community, one creative community. Our CCO at InOcean always says to me, we're the brand that moves creative minds. And that, I feel, describes it all very, very well. And that's also why we feel we're in the right space here, because there's a lot of creative minds, and we feel this is the community where movement that inspires is something that they could feel is cool.
Movement truly does inspire because it gives you new ideas. You know, internally, of course, we're a car mobility company, but actually we're trying to change the mindset in terms of we don't see a car, we see an experience, because it's about customer experiences. And the world's changing. The world's changing very fast, and it's more than just a vehicle now. You've got to think about the wider ecosystem. You know, take for example electric cars. They now are fully connected. So you can now have over-the-air updates and things like that. You can have traffic information come to you. In fact, I feel like I'm on a sales pitch here, but our new EV3 has got AI. We've been to a number of sessions this week talking about AI. Well, our new car coming to market has actually got AI built within it to support you if you want to find the local coffee shop that has got 5 stars in Google ratings. So this is, the world's changing very fast, and you've got to embrace it, to be honest. If you don't, you'll get left behind. So it's all about the customer experience, and we try to find ways to enhance the customer experience, and that's why I come to work, always with a smile on my face, because I think we've got some fantastic, new products coming to market, and working with a great team, gives me the motivation every day to continue to learn.
Honestly, there's nothing more to add, because for me, it does not feel like a sales pitch. I'm really honest, as always, people know that, is that I got to know you guys. You talked about the brand, the campaigns, fully inspired. We talked 45 minutes, and afterwards I was like, okay, I have to look into. Then I looked more deeply into your cars, what you guys are doing, the campaigns you guys have done. Meeting all of you together now is that at the end, for me, it's about the brands, how they work together, what you create together. And I think you're on the right route, because people can experience and explore not only your cars, also the people working behind it and the stuff that you're doing, so they can feel included. I think that's just amazing. So thank you for being here, sharing this with us. I'm really keen on seeing on maybe some lions this week as well.
And next year, together.
Yes, next year for sure.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And if you win a lion next year, I will be staying down on the red carpet and do a tiny video with you again, okay?
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Great pleasure.
Thank you. So, ihr Lieben, es folgt nur noch Freitag. See you on Friday.